Molly's Custom Kitchen Supplies sells handmade forks and spoons. It costs the store $1.70 to buy the supplies to make a fork and $1.30 to buy the supplies to make a spoon. The store sells forks for $5.60 and spoons for $5.40. Last April, Molly's Custom Kitchen Supplies spent $37.90 on materials for its forks and spoons. They sold the finished product for a total of $147.20. How many forks, how many spoons did they make last April? Okay, so let's let F represent the number of forks and let S represent the number of spoons. So what we know is that it cost the store $1.70 to buy the supplies to make a fork and $1.30 to buy the supplies to make a spoon. So $1.30 times S and $1.70 times F should equal to the total amount they're spending to buy those materials. Well, $37.90, which is the same thing as 37.9. That's our equation 1 deals in terms of supplies. Equation 2 is going to be how much do they sell them? Well, they sell the forks for $5.60 and the spoons for $5.40. They sold the finished product for a total of $147.20. So that means $5.60 times F plus $5.40 times S should be equal to the total money they're getting, which is $147.20 or 0.2. Now from here, we just need to solve for one of the equations. We can either use the substitution or elimination method. They should both give you the same answers. So let's go ahead, let's multiply the first equation by 10 to get rid of the decimal. So if I multiply the first equation by 10, basically what happens is the decimal point moves to the left, or sorry, to the right one. So it becomes 13S plus 17F equals 379. Now solve for one of the variables. Well, let's say we want to solve for S. Well, let's solve for S on this next slide here. So we're going to subtract the 17F first to get this equation here. And then since we are solving for S, to get S alone, let's divide both sides by 13. We get S is equal to this right here. Now, once you know what S is equal to, you can take what S is equal to and plug it into the other equation, which in this case would be equation 2. Here is our equation 2. Let's plug in this fraction right here into S. And let's distribute this 5.4 to get this equation right here. And we don't like to deal with fractions, so let's multiply everything by 13. Now if I multiply the first term here by 13, the 13s are going to cancel, so you'll be left with this. Multiplying the second fraction here by 13, same thing, 13s cancel, so you have this number minus this, plus 13 times that would be 72.8, and 13 times this number would be this big number here. Now we have an equation in terms of one variable. Combine the like terms, negative 91.8F plus the 72.8F gives you that 19F with a minus symbol here. And let's remove this over to the other side by subtracting. We get negative 19F equals negative 133. Divide both sides by negative 19 to get F equals 7. So the number of forks in this case is 7. Since we know what F is equal to, we can substitute that into this equation right here and solve for S. All right, so if I plug in 7 here, I get the following expression here. And then if I simplify it, this is what you get. 17 times 7 is 119. They have common denominator. They're the same bottom numbers. We can subtract the tops. So that gives you 260 over 13, which is 20 in this case. So that means the number of spoons in this case would be 20 So we have 7 forks and 20 spoons as our answer.